Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to our vlog. Today I wanted to address and to touch base, even if it's going to be on the periphery of something which I hold close to my heart, and that is Luciferianism. Of course, as soon as you mention the word Luciferian, Luciferianism, in our society there still seems to be a bit of a taboo. You know, people seem to cringe and seem to look at you as if you've been possessed by something out of this world. But to be fair, Luciferianism is something and an ideology which I think is very misunderstood. I think people should really look into the subject a bit more before passing judgment. I have found that Luciferianism has helped me quite drastically in my life, and it certainly has been an amazing platform for me to be able to operate from in the world of magic. So what does it mean to be Luciferian? What do we deem someone that is Luciferian? How do we identify that person? Well, contrary to popular belief, this is not all about, and certainly has never been, about sacrificing people, virgins, animals, and all that kind of thing that the press and people on the outer peripheries seem to want to attribute to the practice of being a Luciferian. I mean, firstly and foremostly, they seem to get very mixed up between Satanism and Luciferianism. Two different practices, both respectable in their own right, both amazing practices with some high profile and certainly very intellectual people within those organizations. But the stigma and the way society would like to perceive them is very different, very different. So Luciferianism realistically is about empowering oneself. It's about self-love. It's about understanding that you are, to a degree, metaphorically, your own God. You're a God. You are divine. And that everything that stems needs to stem from the self. Now, when you hear these kind of connotations, you do not start to think and believe that there is something untoward and sinister within the practice. There isn't. I mean, many people have also demonized organization like Freemasonry, and then again, you know, people from the outside looking within seem to think and understand the practice and what goes on within, which is quite different to what the outside world perceives and the stories they want to make up. Luciferianism is all about the self. It's all about you advancing on a platform of life that gives you a solid understanding of your capabilities and where you would like to go with those capabilities. It is not about dogma. It is not about indoctrination. Everyone in Luciferianism is free to choose, free to think, free to become the best version of themselves. Of course, the subject itself is a bit more in depth, and one would have to go more in detail. And we're not going to do that today. This is just explaining on the periphery what Luciferianism is all about. That people should not feel intimidated or in any way, shape or form scared or fear of people that denote themselves as Luciferians. I have been very lucky in my journey that I have encountered people like Freddie Cook, which to me to date remains the most influential person in the Luciferian world. I am very lucky to be side by side with this great man that has helped me to develop my Luciferian views and ideologies. Of course, I'm an occultist first and foremost, and that is what I am. So Luciferianism for me is a platform that I have chosen to be able to perform from. When people ask me, what is your connotation? I always have said I'm an occultist first and foremost, but I use Luciferianism as a base to deliver my teachings and to deliver my feelings, my understanding of the world. I'm not saying that my feelings, my understanding, my teachings should be taken for granted or should be taken as gospel. What I do say though is that they always start from a place of love, and that everything we do in Luciferianism has always started from a place of love. So what I do say to those people that are already interested in Luciferianism, I think they should persevere, look further into that path. And for those that have always been slightly skeptical and maybe misunderstanding of what it's all about, I believe that they should look a bit further and a little deeper, because they might find something in there that actually resonates with them on a day-to-day. I shall leave you with that thought.